Hey, welcome to Right Way Podcast. We know our theme is 10 minutes of healing the right way. I'm your host, Franco Vega. We got a special guest in the mall. Goes by the name of Ghalee. I've known Ghalee Wadoo for decades. Ghalee has a great history in South Central Los Angeles and across the country, especially when it pertains to sports and youth development. We were blessed to reconnect and steal him over to the Right Way Foundation and bring some of his star power to raise awareness for our foster youth. But let's really get into who is Ghalee.
Right, man. Thanks again. Well, man, thank you for that spotlight, man. That was a great interview. I got a lot of phone calls and compliments from that. And
if people don't know what he's talking about, we honored him for Black History Month. So check it out on our YouTube. Ghalee was our representative for the month.
Yeah. That was an honor, man.
No.
An honor.
You deserve it. You deserve it. So who is Ghalee?
Ghalee, man, same thing. I'm just a guy, South Central Los Angeles native, man, who really just cares about the kids, who cares about my community now. And what else better than the right way, you know?
Well, Ghalee, let's talk about your family. Who's brothers, sisters, only child?
Ghalee's the youngest of four, man.
Oh, you're the baby.
I'm the baby.
That's right.
I'm the baby. I'm the youngest of four, but that's same mother, same father. If we want to get deep into it now, Ghalee got like 22 siblings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's 22 of us. If you see a Wadoo out there, we definitely related.
Yeah, that's a unique last name. I've never heard of that last name. Where's the name Wadoo come from? Let's going off subject. Do you know?
For sure. It's an Islamic name.
Oh, okay.
Pops was Muslim.
Okay.
Wasn't born Wadoo, so it just means love. Ghalee is precious. Wadoo is love.
Oh wow!
That's why I care so much. So it's fitting.
All right, well, it's not that type of show. Let's get back to the real facts. Okay, no, but Ghalee, talk about your upbringing. I know because you went to some major schools, especially high school, and then where'd you end up at college and all that?
I went to West LA native. I started out on the Pico side of things, and I was always a football. I was a football. Junkie guru. I love football. And at the time, I was supposed to go to Fairfax originally, but Mama Shaw, rest in peace, she recruited me to come play at Dorsey High School.
Oh, wow.
And I was water boying. She was like my mother was the president of Wilshire. That's why the whole neighborhood over here off the Pico, everybody was at my house hanging. Okay. Mama Do is what they call my mom. Rest in peace to Beverly Wadoo. Okay. And Miss Shaw was like the Miss Wadoo for Baldwin. And if you know any history of Wilshire and Baldwin, that was us, that was a rival.
Pop Warner.
The best of the best.
Uh-huh.
So I had water boyed at Dorsey High School. I was in the 8th grade.
Okay.
No, I was in the 9th grade, and I was water boying over there. And I said, man, this is it.
Was our boy playing who passed away on the
Kevin Copeland, yeah. So, Kevin Copeland. And that's the time that all of that.
Just bringing him up.
Yeah, all of that just kind of got me. Because of at Fairfax, they only played day games. It was
no
3
lights.
o'clock. Yeah, no lights. 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then, it was real diverse over there at Fairfax, too. It was black, Jew, Hispanic, white. You just had all the flavors. But Dorsey was like a black freaking college. It was like, it was night and day difference, man. Girls shaking their butt, bands playing, rap music. It was just active. And I said, oh, no, I want to come here.
Okay.
So I asked my mom, I said, Mom, can I go play at Dorsey? And then this, that, and the third, I started water boying, meeting some of the guys over there. But it was, and my mom blessed me. I didn't really know what I was getting into because it was just Friday nights.
Okay.
So in that summer, I went, started practicing with the team, met a couple guys, on the team leading up. A couple Bloods, I'm from the West Side. We blue ragging all day long, right? So I said, man, I'm a football player. I'm going to change up. True story. My first day of school, right? I had on blue Dockers.
Oh, no.
I had on like a blue and gray shirt and some like white shoes. And I was like, this ain't Levi's. It ain't khakis. It ain't Dickies. They'll never know, right? Man, them Bloods was on my head. Like, man, you a crab. I said, oh, no, I can't go here. I was nervous, man. Wow. I was nervous. That first couple weeks of going to Dorsey was a reality check.
Yeah, I can
like
imagine.
Those Bloods was real. My family coming from the East Side, I had a lot of Blood family members, but I ain't never been around Bloods like that. It was a whole new world. Like,
Well, for
What
the
was
audience,
underdog?
our Pico area, Wilshire, what he's talking about is the blue side.
Yes.
And then Dorsey is right
red
in
side.
red side,
In Jungles.
right across the street from the world famous
Yeah,
Jungles.
yes.
Yeah. So, how was your football experience in high school, and then where did that lead you to?
High school was great, man. We won some championships, and then if you think of Dorsey, notable names: Antonio Carrion. He didn't make it to the NFL, but if you from LA, he was the top dog, and that was like my best friend, who's homeless now.
Yeah, correct. Battling some mental issues.
Battling mental
They spotlight
issues.
him on ESPN.
It's a real thing. Keyshawn Johnson's kind of like our claim to fame. First round, first pick, went to USC. So Lamont Warren, Sharman Shaw, who actually changed his name to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, played at UCLA. So
correct.
The list goes on and on.
They produced some pros. Pros came out of Dorsey. So where did you end up after Dorsey High?
After Dorsey, I went to West LA Community College, played there, and then I got a scholarship to go play at San Jose State University.
And what positions did you play?
Defensive back. Cornerback, I just like hitting people.
Okay, good.
Coming up, I was all offense scoring, but I was like, I'm tired of getting hit. I just want to hit people.
So how was the college experience, and then what'd you do after that?
College was great. That's where we was learning. Of course, I had the skills to go to the NFL, but we wasn't focused on just strictly football. We was chasing girls and drinking and doing everything outside of but focusing how we should have been.
Correct.
Yeah, it stopped there. I had a quick stint in the Arena Football League, but I had my daughter at that time in '99, and we have some common sense.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I got to hang this up and be a dad. So I just went to work, and
so
here we are.
Work experience, because I know you are a coach and a community representative with some NFL teams. So let's talk about that coaching. When did you start coaching?
I started coaching, man, at LA High. I came back. I started coaching at LA High and oh, God, you would do me that, Franco. I'm not sure exactly what year that was, but I coached at LA High. I want to say maybe around 2007, 8, somewhere around then. Then I coached at View Park Prep. We started their program, which is going on today. They're a charter school right there on Crenshaw and Slauson, right up the street from here.
Okay.
And we started their whole program.
Wow.
They're right there. Yeah. Right.
Prep something. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, View Park Preparatory.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
charter school.
Okay. So you started coaching at LA High, moved on to start another charter school. So where'd you go after that?
After that, man, I was still kind of in the mix of hustling. We were, I had my hands in real estate. I had my hands in the music entertainment stuff. And, I was coaching 2004. My brother and Snoop started the Snoop Youth Football League.
Okay.
So we were big in Compton and just start getting, coaching, in that youth league in that space over there too. So coaching's been all my life since 2004.
Wow.
Basically.
So you went from high school coaching, then went back to what we call Pop Warner, but they don't call it
youth football. Youth football.
Okay. So when did you hit the college circuit on coaching?
Man, the college, that came latter. I started coaching. I started a nonprofit up in the high desert area called Mind Over Matter, Do's and Don'ts. And I was just training guys because I had all these resources and helping these guys in this area to get a look because they didn't really have no resources. So I started getting kids noticed, awareness, etc., getting them to college, and then I just got real popping. So I interviewed with 3 different high schools. I picked Adelanto High School up there because it just reminded me of inner city at Dorsey, some underserved kids, a lot of majority Hispanic and African American kids, just underserved. I'm really sorry. It was like 2 and 9. So I went and turned that program around, won the championship, and then went back to the game before the championship that following year. And from that success, that was 2018 and that was 2020. So from there, I took a job at the collegiate level. That's when my college started in 2020. Yeah.
Sweet. What college was that?
That was San Jose State, where actually I played ball at.
Your alma mater. Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been a great experience.
Yeah. It was COVID, so it kind of sucks, man. That was prime time COVID. So we couldn't go nowhere. Stuff was closed. Yeah, it wasn't fun. It was just
hitting
work.
with a mask on.
Yeah. It was just work and it was just us. living out of hotels and things like that. It wasn't the greatest time.
Okay,
for sure.
all right. Well, we're going to have to do a part 2 because we're going to dive into his college coaching. I want to talk about his community outreach.
Sure.
But please tune in again next week with Right Way Podcast. We're going to continue interviewing our guy, Ghalee Wadoo. So on behalf of all the youth we serve in LA County, I want to say peace and God bless.